What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Breaking Chains Personal Growth Class. Y'all look at my auntie girls. Y'all like my auntie girls? I know that's right. But good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? I hope everybody is doing well. Okay. So today, and welcome to class. So now today I want to discuss the importance of self-love. You know that we're all looking for love. We're all trying to find it. But I want to discuss the importance of having that love for self. Okay. So I got my notes and I got a couple screens I'm working off of. But let's get into it because I don't like to waste anyone's time. And this one is really important to our growth. So let's take the time to consider when we ask, do we love ourselves? And when we consider how do we express this love to ourselves that we have for ourselves. Now, I'm not saying being full of yourself. That's just out of pocket and disrespectful to you and everybody with you because you're full of yourself. And when you're full of yourself, you're not really good to be around. That type of person is not really it's not giving genuine. It's not giving happy with yourself. It's not giving what it needs to. But when you have an awareness of who you are, what's acceptable, where you draw the line, what's not acceptable, your goals, your dreams, how you want to be loved, how you're going to love others, and you have a clear awareness and understanding of yourself on a mental, on an emotional, on a physical, even on an essential level, a spiritual level, you're in tune. So let's get into it. I'm just so excited, guys. I'm so excited. So let's get into it because I can take it there. So most of us know, we hear the term self-love, but do we actually really understand the term self-love? Okay, let me get into this. Why do we eat? We eat food. Yes, because it tastes good and it looks so good and it's absolutely delicious. Yes, but we also eat food because our physical body needs nourishment in order to survive. We have to keep some things, some vitamins, some nutrients, some things going into our system to keep our bodies energized and healthy. We need a lot of proteins, vitamins, minerals. We need a lot of things. And we get this from our food predominantly, right? So an understanding of the way I know that my body needs food, so I have to eat. So that you need care. You know that you need to love yourself just as much as you want to love others. Are you taking care of that part of yourself? Are you nurturing that part and that relationship with yourself? Or are you pushing yourself to the side and hoping someone else would do it for you? So let's get into that. Now, the problem with us and really honing in on loving ourselves and being there for us, showing up for ourselves and being there in the moment when it comes to ourselves, right? So we can operate as our best selves and bring our best foot forward when we're interacting and dealing with other people and addressing circumstances, situations, professional or personal in our life. It has a lot to do with how we interact and how we view and deal with ourselves. Okay, so let's get into this a bit. Okay, I really want to get into this, but most of us, many of us, all of us, I don't want to put everybody in the same boat, but in some way, shape, or form, everybody is in this boat because we are distracted in life because we're trying to find love on the outside. We're trying to find success. We're trying to find happiness. We're trying to find where we belong. We're trying to find so many different and reach so many different pillars and levels on the outside that we may not really have the time or the energy to focus on ourselves on this kind of level. A lot of us hear these terms but are not conditioned to express our own self-love because we don't know really what that looks like for us. We don't really know how to. But if we do not understand self-love is the root from which everything grows. Everything grows because it's coming. Everything you touch grows because of the love that it's where it's coming from. The place that it's coming from you. And when you think about it, we have the potential to be a fix-it feelings. We like to help everybody. We can fix, we can grow things, we can do all these things. But at the same time, we have the potential to be a Wreck-It Ralph, where we can tear down and break down everything in our sight, in our way. Everything we touch, we can bring it down. And it has a lot to do with what's going on within ourselves, how we are feeling, and how we are dealing within our own selves. So how can we love? The next question is, how can we love another person effectively before we have learned to love our own selves unconditionally? If you have not brought yourself to a place of unconditional love for yourself, you will put yourself in a position to be loved under conditions by others, because you may hold on to or accept these conditions for yourself. I'll love you as long as this is happening, or as long as you're giving me this or doing this for me, because you're not suitable or you don't qualify for this kind of love in other areas if you're not producing this much in this area. This is because you feel inadequate in certain parts of your life. So you may be overgiving, overcompensating, overdoing, overpouring in your situationships, in your relationships, and your friendships. And they often seem very one-sided. Your needs are never met. You're always cast to the side. You're always undervalued, left feeling neglected or taken advantage of. And these are things that we accept because we don't have that unconditional relationship and love with ourselves and self-acceptance with ourselves, whether we're not going to pay to compensate for the things that you don't like about us. If there is something that you don't like about me, then that means you don't like me. So there's no need for us to, deal with each other or to be in each other's company. There's nothing that we can generally offer each other because you don't like me. I'm genuine. I came with this is who I am and how I am and what I have to offer. So if what I am and who I am and what I have to offer is not enough, then let me please remove myself out of the equation so that you can factor in some things that really work for you, that will really benefit you. Because dealing with me will not. Because I'm not going to bend. I'm not going to overgive. I'm not going to compensate. To make you, I'm not going to compensate to accommodate. I'm not going to do that for your friendship. I'm not going to do that for your love. I'm not going to do that for your help. I'm not going to do that to hang out with you. I'm not going to do that to be in your presence. I'm not going to do that to be in the who's who and the no. I'm not going to do that. And being able to say that because you have a understanding and awareness, confidence. You have all of the knowledge of self, okay? And you love yourself and you stand on what you stand on, and you're not going to sway from that. So let's continue. I know you're like, okay, I hear you, instructor, all right. But that's important when we're thinking about having different relationships and friendships with others in our life. Opening that door, going into these commitments. You have to understand that you have a bigger commitment. For me, it's like, I'm always going to give you the real. For me, it's, hey, my biggest commitment is God. And then, I got a commitment to be honest, real, and show my own integrity, to live by my own values and my own beliefs, to stand on my own 10, to not cross my boundaries, to not, put myself in any danger or any harm. I'm not going to put myself in a friendship or in a relationship that makes me feel undervalued, unworthy, unfit, out of place, degraded. I'm not going to say I have it, but I'm telling you, I've reached a place that I love myself enough not to do it. Let's get into it. So let's go. And we're talking about loving others. Unconditionally loving yourself so you can actually express and effectively love another. Our understanding of self-love is learned during our childhood. And it's sad to say that many of us are not coming from these nurturing environments that taught us to love ourselves, and that we are loved, and that we're worthy and cared for and beautiful and handsome, and we were not fed these things in our characteristics, in our spirit. We were not supported with these types of things. So we were not taught to have this kind of relationship or thought process or ideologies about ourselves. But instead, a lot of us are coming from the tear down zone, the Wreck-It Ralph zone, instead of the Fix It Felix. We're coming from the you can't do it, you'll never do it, you're not nothing, I don't want to hear that, can't do that, put that down, stop it. And it has stopped you from loving yourself and the things that, your creative side, your ambition, your goals, your dreams, a lot. And it puts a stop on your progress, your growth, your ability to love yourself and others without being guarded and walled with a whole bunch of negativity. Things that was shaped around our childhood. Some things are shaped around our relationship with our parents. Some things are shaped around a relationship with our siblings and our extended family, our friendships, our early relationships, our introduction to relationships. A lot of this played a part in the shaping our emotional, our self-esteem, what we thought about ourselves, how we thought about ourselves, how we treated ourselves, how we cared for ourselves, and overall, how we really love ourselves. So, what I want to say, this is something that is not taught consciously, but it's something that is taught unconsciously. So, in our environments, it sets up, once again, it sets the stage. It sets the stage of how we view ourselves, how we value ourselves. So, self-love is more than just wearing nice clothes. Self-love is more than applying expensive makeup and nice jewelry, nice shoes, nice stuff that you can brag about. That, and I know that self-love is it's like a overall general term to many different avenues of how to actually love yourself and pay attention to self. And I want to go over just a couple of them with you to give you something to think about, to get your thoughts running about caring for yourself, taking that time to care for yourself, before you go into the next relationship, and while you're in your relationship, while you're caring for yourself, as you're caring for your friends. It's a lot of responsibility to have someone deal with your unresolved trauma that not even you want to deal with. It is a lot to ask somebody to deal with the overwhelming anger issues and rage that you have inside of you that not even you want to admit that you have or deal with. It's a lot that the emotional baggage. We carry abuse, we carry trauma, we carry anger, we carry bitterness, we carry rage. We carry so many things that we haven't worked through, that we haven't processed, that we haven't given ourselves the space and the grace before we go and get into another relationship, before we connect with others or bond in other friendships. And we need to consider this, because this space and grace, this time, is for us, that we may rebuild ourselves, regroup, learn whatever we needed to learn, process whatever we need to process, heal, and discovering the areas of where you need to heal and how you need to heal from past things. But just jumping in a relationship with someone and expecting them to have to deal with all that dysfunction and craziness with no warning is out of control. And it's not fair. And we all, as people, should get over ourselves when we don't even want to deal with ourselves at times. So sitting down and being honest and accountable with, yes, there are some things that I need to take care of within me. There are some things that I need to work on within my personality, within my character, within my behavior. That I need to give myself the space and the grace to do so. I have been hurt. I have been through too much. I'm really stressed out. I'm overwhelmed. I'm going. Life has took me through the ringer. So I'm going to sit on this side and take that time to, heal. Go through the process of healing, so I can really feel again. So I can really love another again. So I can really go after my dreams and my passion again. Whatever area it is, you will definitely have to recharge. And that's giving yourself the space and grace to love yourself. And once you start building the system in areas of paying attention to where, hey, you need to do better at expressing this self-love and building your relationship with yourself and caring for yourself. And once you're aware of self, then you can build out and on how to go about caring for yourself, how to go about being there for yourself, how much time you would need, what that looks like for you, what you do with it within that time frame, and how you come out of it. So you would want to always, face things with your best foot forward. And that is also facing yourself. And a lot of us, if it's getting therapy, if it's talking to someone, getting the proper support you need, always still being honest with your friends and in your relationships at all times about, the potential things that you have been through, the things you have been through that could potentially come up that still hurts you, certain behaviors and interactions that could trigger you. It's just a lot that you have to be aware about yourself, that you can have a serious conversation with others and be open and receptive to have that conversation and see how they're feeling about dealing and how you're going to deal with it if it does and when it does come up. So, when it comes to loving yourself, you have to really ask yourself about this one thing I'm about to ask you. Are you going to love yourself enough to give yourself enough space and grace to do to do what is necessary for you, to run through this system and ask yourself, hey, I'm hurting right now. I need some time. Where am I hurting? How am I hurting? Why am I hurting? Processing these things. Because if you don't, and you find interest somewhere else, or here and here and here, are you even being honest with these people or with your friends about why you're latching on to them, why you need them, why you're feeling lonely, you're feeling excluded, you're feeling abused, you're feeling broken? Are you being honest about these things? Hurt people. And that is true. Hurt people hurt other people. So working on yourself and being honest and taking the time to deal with your unresolved problems, issues, traumas, circumstances, situations, whatever the case may be. But taking the time to work through it, okay? Self-love compares 4 aspects: self-awareness, self-worth, self-esteem, and self-care. Well, self-love is 4 aspects. And when I say self-care, if one is missing, then do you entirely have self-love? Like if you're not focusing on these aspects, in one aspect you're kind of rough, you're not really getting it. Are you really working on your self-love? Are you really activating in your self-love? I would like to say yes, you can be, but you will still feel, a little disconnected, a little off within yourself. And we can go back to embracing your authenticity. And it starts with what? Being aware of self, with your needs, your wants, your boundaries, your beliefs, your values, standing in and sticking to it and being dedicated. And it's always about going back to who you were, where you were going, and how you were a dreamer and a visionary, and whatever the case may be, an engineer, a sculptor, whatever it was before the world or in society got their hands on you. So let's go over my notes. The journey of achieving self-love does not differ from confronting your own demons. It is the reason most of us lack it, because no one wants to sit down and have a conversation with themselves. Self-love is hard to achieve because it means having to do away with certain things and people that you may or may not be addicted to, who may be unhealthy, who may produce unhealthy behaviors, attitudes, mindsets, and actions out of you, who do not represent who you are or what you stand for in your life, who are causing you to stay on a hamster wheel, on a cycle, like repetitively, because the connection is unhealthy. Substances, behaviors. It's about having a honest conversation with yourself, holding yourself accountable for what you are actually accountable for. What was is not readily always completely responsible for what is. Yes, there could be pain from the past causing a ripple effect, like a cause and effect for us to indulge in substances and alcohol and risky behavior, whatever the case may be, lashing out as an expression or wanting to be numb and not express whatever is hurting us. But at the same time, it is an active choice to hurt yourself. Being in a harmful relationship, being treated less than what you deserve to be treated, and accepting it is actively, and not really saying, I like you, but this relationship is not healthy. I don't know what it is that keeps bringing me to this table of substance, but I know that I cannot live like this, and I don't want to live like this. I don't know what drives me and pushes me to drink, but I know that I cannot and I do not want to live like this. Why do I behave sporadically and erratically and out of control? I don't want to, so I want to address whatever it is that is causing me to behave this way. And it starts with, having a serious conversation. Do a check. Have a conversation with yourself. We are harder. There's no one harder on us than we are harder on ourselves, because we know everything. The things that keep us up at night, the things that toil through our mind and keep us nervous throughout the day, things that we would probably have a heart attack if anyone ever found out about us. The things that we need to work on within our life. Some things that we just really need to do an inventory check in. How we are loving ourselves, how we are treating ourselves, how we are behaving, and who, and whatever is causing this behavior and making me act out like this, right? So let's continue. Self-love is hard to achieve because it means having to do away with certain things and people we are addicted to. Our addiction to people and habits that go against the premises of self-love means that we compromise and hence love ourselves conditionally in exchange for a monetary rush we get from these distracting things. We are giving, what that means, we are exchanging too much of ourselves for this temporary rush. In exchange, a high is disguised as pleasure, as something that is good, that feels good. Over time, when you start getting high, you start to understand that this is a trap. It is a lie. It does not feel good. It's not what it was. I should not have gotten here. This is not what I want for myself. This alcoholism is the same way. Some very unhealthy friendships and relationships can be very manipulative and take you down a very hurtful path and cause you to lose connection with self and self-awareness and self-esteem and self-love and care for yourself because of the outside. So stepping back and being truly honest and having that talk and getting to that place with yourself. Okay, self-awareness. So let's get into it. Self-awareness is being aware of your thought process, your thoughts, how they affect you, your emotions, and how emotions cause you to act. Are you aware of your thoughts that make you feel angry and make you act impulsively? When they are coming, where they are coming from, and why they are actually there. Why do they cause you to act the way they do? So when we are fully aware of what is triggering us and how we are being triggered and what is the root cause of this behavior? When I'm acting out, when I am feeling challenged, when my back is against the wall and my thought process has me acting irrationally because my thoughts have affected my emotions, and now my emotions got me, I'm up, I'm active, my juices are flowing, here goes my adrenaline. It's no longer just a thought. Because the thought hit my emotions, when it struck my emotions, it struck me to physically act. So this is a very powerful, strong emotion, and it could be very negative and trigger some very unhealthy, sporadic behaviors, impulsive behaviors. And when we understand that, we get to sit with ourselves and say, hey, what is making me behave like this? And why am I behaving like this? Where is this coming from? I need to be honest with myself. Where is this coming from? So once I can identify where it's coming from, Then I can identify and work on how to deal with it. Why is it so strong? Why am I not? That's what we're looking at. So let's continue. So the same thing applies to what makes you happy. Why does it? What is it about some things that make you happy? Some thoughts make you happy about some people, some places, some opportunities, some dreams, some goals, visions. They may actually provoke happy thought process may provoke happy emotions within you that provoke joy within your flesh, within your spirit. It's something that moves you. Why? Where is it coming from? How do I replicate it and produce more? That's always what I'm on when I'm thinking about my happy, like where my happy feelings are coming from. Yes, I want to operate from that place. I want to operate from that place. So, and this is a step into your emotional intelligence and emotional awareness of self when you can pinpoint where you're negative and positive and other different emotions, thoughts, reactions, feelings, where you can actually identify where they're coming from. You have a very high self-awareness. And when I'm aware that certain behaviors and certain conversations and certain interactions can take me out of character, do you think I put myself in that position? And if ever I'm presented in that position, I know how this conversation would trigger me. So I know how to handle it, to keep myself from being triggered and to react, and how to react and control myself if and when I am triggered. Because I have a awareness of myself and what's really going on. Self-awareness is the key to emotional intelligence. What makes you mad might not stop making you mad, but you are aware of it. That's exactly where I was getting at there. So let's go into self-worth. And when I think about self-worth, I want to think about what we believe about ourselves. The negative programming from society that we face and folk like sent from childhood all the way up throughout school, in the magazines, on the radio, on the television, of this is what is acceptable, this is what is not acceptable, this is how we should look. If you look natural, if this is your look, oh, you're ugly, you don't fit the look, you just don't fit it, you're not handsome, you just don't got it. It's just so many different blows that we take on a day-to-day basis on our own carbon copy of originality, authenticity, and it may make you hate yourself. It may bring a lot of different feelings that we internalize about ourselves, about our color, about our looks, about our shape, about our teeth, about our eyes, about the way we talk, about the way we walk. If we're big enough, if we're small enough, if we're tall enough, if we're short enough, if our feet is big enough, or wide enough, long enough. It can go on and on and on and on. What you eat, what you don't eat, it can go on and on and on and on and on. And the pressure to meet everyone else's standards so you can be valued, so you can be worthy, so you can be accepted, so you can be loved, is crazy. It's crazy because you're changing yourself into this and that and that and this and this and this and that and everything but yourself. And you feel unworthy. You feel that who God has created you to be is not worthy. It's not acceptable. It's not it. It's not hitting. And that's, my dear, is uncertainly not it. It is not true. So you are not able to be your authentic self. And that also may start in childhood. How you are reared, how you are shaped, your friendships, how you are treated during school, how you internalize so much. So your self-worth has a lot to do with your belief system about yourself. So we may be in a position here to, whoa, don't accept what the world shapes, but to shape your own reality and love and care for self of what is acceptable. So I want you to say this. The world and society focuses on a lot of bad and unpleasant ideologies and focuses on what is acceptable. And that, again, is what I just explained. I had to reiterate that to you guys because my notes. And it pushes a lot of unpleasant things and projects a lot of negativity on us as a society members. And most of the time, we're not really realizing it. We just are going with it. And by the time we do realize that, we have created so many different versions and changes within ourselves, and we feel like we personally are not enough. We feel unworthy, like we don't have the acceptance of self. So, but I want you to understand this, that we are all born with endless possibilities. You are the one copy of you, baby. You got it. You are it. You are everything that they said that you are not. I'm here to tell you, baby, you better light it up, shoot up like a star, baby. You got it. Walk it like you walk it, talk it how you talk it. I don't care what your shape is. I don't care what your color is, what your type of hair is, whatever it is you. Do your thing. You got this. You have to believe in yourself. You may hear me when I'm telling you these things, but if you're not sitting there believing these things about yourself before I'm even there to say them, they're just words. Because if you have already started to believe that you're worthless and you don't got it and you can't do it and you're ugly and you don't have the right body shape and you're not the right color and your hair ain't right, if you start to believe all of these other ideologies and all of these other things and labels and terms about your worth, then my words of encouragement are only words. Take that off. Get rid of them. And hey, believe you, accept you, love you. Come through like you are supposed to. Okay, not how they want you to and all that, how you are supposed to. Okay? It's your thing. There's never a day that you are not worthy. There's never a day in this world that you are not worthy. And I really want you to hear me on that. Because you are worthy. You are handsome. You are beautiful in your own right. You are a perfect imperfection. You are one of one. There is no other but you. Give the world hell. Give the world hell. And it starts when you accept you. When you love you. When you can accept every inch and every part of you. About you. Because who gonna do you something? They got a problem with you. Tell them take it up with God. Because he made you, not you. You just the you. Hey, the representation. You okay? So you got to just understand that you got to go for your talents. You got to believe in your goodness, your greatness, your beautifulness, your handsomeness, your sexual self. You got it. You are worthy. And it's what you are feeding yourself matters. What you are telling yourself at your darkest moments, at your highest moments, at your mid moments, and at your lowest moments matter. So if you're not speaking life into dead things, hey, like those dreams, like those hopes, like your ambition, like your talents. See, you thought that because everybody else counted you out, that it was over for you. But I'm here to tell you that it's most certainly not. Just because they counted you out, the only reason you was out is because you counted yourself out along with them. But the minute you decide to stand up and change your life. You can change everything and your reality and everything that goes within it and about it. Whenever you get right, all you got to do is stand up and get to believing in yourself, handling and walking in it like you talk it. If you work it, it will work for you. Because it's yours. It's coming out of you. Show the world who you are. You think God only made one star? Because when I look up at night, there is billions of stars in the sky. So maybe there is billions of stars. And you are one of them, so be it. Live it, breathe it, receive it. Know it. And don't let nobody take it from you. Your self-respect, your integrity, your care, your love for yourself. Because, baby, what they did not make, they cannot break. All right, let's get into it. So believe in yourself, push yourself, encourage yourself, feed yourself the right things. You have to have the right mindset. And once you get the right mindset, you have to have the right words. Let the fruit of your mouth speak life into you. Speak positivity, speak good things into your spirit. Let the fruit of your hands, the work of your hands, and the actions, and your actions be of love, be of positivity, be of grace. What you give out, let it be a representation of what you want back. Accept none of that disrespect or anything. Remove yourself from things that no longer suit you, serve you, or that are not of you or represent you. Why would you get caught there? Why would you be there? Why would you deal with that? What is that? No, we don't do that. So we have to understand. In one hand, what needs to go. In one hand, what needs to grow. Okay? Self-worth, self-esteem, care. Okay, let's keep going. Let's go. Let's keep going. The last one, self-care. Be good to yourself. Care for yourself. Care for your wants, for your desires that are healthy. Nourish your dreams and your goals. I'm here to tell you, don't ever stop dreaming. Don't ever stop pushing. You're constantly growing and maturing. Let your dream grow and mature with you. In due time, in your right season, you will receive it. You will become. Walk it like you talk it. Work it, and it will work for you. Grow every day and every moment of the day. Seize the opportunity. And an obstacle is an opportunity. An obstacle is an opportunity. Seize it. What comes up against you, know that it may come up against you, but it cannot break you. So break it. When people say, expect the worst, but hope for the best, but be the best and run against the worst. Understand that you are the mountain they are trying to move. So as well, there is many mountains that you are trying to move. Don't be in anyone else's way if you don't want anyone else in your way. Be good to yourself. Love yourself. Accept yourself. If you want to last and make it, be good to your body. Take care of your mental health and take care of your spiritual health. Spend time in your elements. What causes you to grow? What brings the best out of you? Who brings the best out of you? Let your thought dwell in the places of high that bring your spirits up high when you think these things. Let your creativity and your mind and your ideas flow. Believe in yourself. When you look at the things that you don't like about yourself, remind you of everything that is beautiful and great and loving and caring and worthy about yourself. Don't feed yourself negativity. Feed yourself positivity. We're talking about growth. We're talking about working on self, accepting self truly and deeply loving yourself, investing in your mental health, investing in your spiritual health, investing in your physical, your sensual, your emotional, caring for you. So today I want you to really think about it. And I know sometimes that it may really hurt because you realize that you have neglected yourself in so many ways for so many days, and you don't know how to find yourself back. Well, this is how you get back. Make a choice to do so. It starts by making a choice to separate from what is no longer serving you. What does not and will not, it is not, and cannot go with you. You want to get off the wheel? Get off of it. You're in control. You have the power. This is your life. Live it to the fullest. Don't expect life to change and people to care about you when you get somewhere. That's not how it is. Look at all these people who are prestige, who are successful, who has everything that you are desiring. Are they happy? 79, maybe 89, maybe 99% of them are not. Happiness shouldn't come when you become successful. You should be happy every day as you work towards your success. Life is what you make it. Make it something great. Be the star that you are. You are worthy. You got this. Greatness is in you. Nothing can stop you unless you allow it. So stop allowing it. Be strong. Be courageous. Be outgoing. Be a strong foundation that your family can stand on. A leader for those behind you, because you know how hard it is for you now. Step with grace, love, and consideration in all that you say, do, and will. When I tell you right now that you are worthy and that you got this, go for it. Go for it. And have a blessed day. And as you go into your journals and you start writing and you start going over and thinking about your self-worth, your self-care, your self-love, I really want you to consider that. The areas that you're doing really good in, the areas that you need to work on, the areas where you might need to set some boundaries, the areas where you might really need to cut some ties, the areas where you really might need to do more for yourself. Once you identify, then you can work on it. Be good to yourself. From the moment you get up to the moment you go to sleep, remember to do what? Be good to yourselves. All right. Have a blessed day. And okay, listen. I'm going to say it one more time because a lot of y'all don't like to listen, okay? Be good to yourselves. This is Instructor Dominique McGee, and I am up out of here. Thanks for coming in to another Breaking Chains personal growth class where your growth is our focus. All right, now I'm up out of here. Y'all have a good day now.